Hey guys, my name's James.
My name is Presley.
And welcome to the Height of Horror. Whoop, 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 whoop. First episode.
Yay, with an actual movie.
Yeah. Well, last time we talked a lot about individual movies, not a single movie.
Yeah, and it's a whole episode dedicated to one movie.
A single movie that we'll get into later, but oh baby, right off the bat, let me say if this is what 98 has to offer, I'm all for 98.
It was so good.
98 Degrees, come over here, Aaron Carter's brother.
That's not it at all. It's Nick Lachey.
Oh, sorry. What's Carter's from?
Nick, Backstreet Boys.
Oh, he was a Backstreet Boy?
Yeah, he was.
I thought he was a 98 Degree.
You were so wrong.
I'm 98.6 degrees. That's a human temperature, at least it should be.
That's a healthy human temperature.
Recently, I got up to like 105, 106.
That's not, it's not good.
I thought I was going to die in a hot shower. I felt so cold.
Did you hallucinate?
No, I mean, I started like thinking, oh man, Nicole and her family's going to come home, knock on this shower door, not the shower door, bathroom door in Florida and find me dead.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be good.
Oh, no. Nicole would have been, why did we have to go to this restaurant that no one really wanted to go to?
Is that how you got COVID?
Yeah, when I was in Florida.
We got COVID from a pho place.
Oh, wait, a fall place?
Pho?
Oh, a pho. Okay.
Pho?
How do you know you got it from that?
Because we went there. It might have been grocery outlet too, but I'm 90% sure it was when we got pho.
Okay.
So I don't know, but there was a bunch of little kids running around being heathens, and kids are germy. So I can only assume that's where it came from.
They were running around playing swords with their positive COVID test strips. Saying, "On guard, sir." Oh, back at you, you devilish fiend.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hell yeah, man. Kids are cool.
Some of them.
No, all children, because they're the future, are cool. I'm kidding. They're going to be blazing hot in the future, temperature-wise.
I saw a meme, and it was like, something about, my nephew said something about, I want to be a firefighter when I grow up. Like, no, it's 90 degrees in September. You're not growing up.
I saw one literally today. If you reposted that on Facebook, maybe I saw it from you.
No, I posted about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind today.
I didn't want to bring it up, Presley.
Oh, you saw it, damn it.
We watched Adaptation recently on Engaged with Nicolas Cage, and I was like, oh, I guess I just don't like Charlie Kaufman movies.
Aw.
Yeah, I think the Eternal Sunshine Spotless Mind is much better than Adaptation, but maybe I just think it's an okay movie. I don't hate it, but Adaptation, I think I actively hated.
Yeah, no, that's I'll accept that.
He wants to be happy, and Charlie Kaufman, get on medication.
Yeah, like, are you okay?
I don't think he is.
Who hurt you?
The film industry, I think. Or I guess the TV industry of like, I understand where he was coming from with Adaptation of like thinking he's shit, because every TV show that he was on got one season and they were all fucking ahead of their time. So it's like if one of those like Back to the Future memes that we're talking about, like, hey, you don't like it, but your kid sure will in the future, whatever, because he was on that Chris Elliott show and then he wrote for the Dana Carvey show, all these like very meta subversive sitcoms he's just like fucking nailing, and now we love them, but back in the day people were like, what the fuck is this trash smut?
You like Dana Carvey?
The Dana Carvey show is fucking rips, dude. It starts out with Bill Clinton, I think, dressed as a dog, and then, or as a cow, as a cow, and like is cradling Dana Carvey and is cradling dogs into fake udders, but actually spill out milk. And it fucking rips, dude. Watch the Dana Carvey show, possibly on Hulu.
I will never do that.
You don't like him as Wayne and Garth?
That's okay. But Master of Disguise?
Yeah, rips.
I hate it.
No.
I fucking hate it.
Oh, so you like Eternal Spotless Mind, but you don't like Master of Disguise?
I like to hurt myself.
Yeah, hurt yourself while seeing a man go turtle, turtle.
Oh, that's just like suicide, though. I'm not suicidal.
Okay. That's a movie that I very badly want to watch while stoned, but is one of the very few movies that Nicola said, no, it's not in our house. Do not play that.
I have a story like that. Do you remember It's Pat?
Yes, but I've never seen it. It was a movie that was constantly on the shelf, and I knew it of a rental place, and I knew it was an SNL adjacent movie, but never rented it.
Oh, it's awful. But my brother and I got very stoned, and we also were drunk, and we're like, this is going to be the best experience of our lives. And we were quiet throughout the whole thing.
Oh, no.
It was so bad, except one scene where Pat was vacuuming her curtains.
That's like me. I watched Ghoulies 3 and I was like, this fucking is amazing. This has to be the greatest horror comedy franchise to ever be. Then I was like, oh, I'm going to get stoned and have the greatest time watching Ghoulies 1 and 2. I was the scaredest I've ever been while watching Ghoulies 1 because it's not a comedy. It's this brooding, slow burn cult movie, and it is unsettling and double that when you're stoned.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, man. But speaking of horror movies, we'll get into 98, but what about this week? What is our week in horror, Presley? You watch anything lately?
Yeah, we watched Pearl.
Oh, shit.
And it was very good. I liked X better, but
I still got to see X and then Pearl.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Is X on any streamers? I guess this is a discussion that I can have with Google later on.
I know. I think you'd have to rent both of them because it's in the video on demand situation. So I actually bought Pearl and I just haven't. We saw X in theaters.
Yeah. X gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
Give you a great time. I realize that I've since Halloween in the last week I've watched 8 or 9 movies, but the one I want to talk about today, it's on Troma now and it's on Tubi. It's from 2003. It's a very low budget, but also the budget is on screen. It looks amazing for a shot on video movie. It's called Monster'd. So it's like monster, but turd at the end.
Yeah.
It fucking rips, guys. Here's the synopsis from IMDb. A serial killer mutates with a chemical inside a sewer. I feel like I messed up all of those words. A serial killer mutates with a chemical inside a sewer to become a monster made of human waste, just as the FBI and police are onto him. It feels like a Goosebumps episode for adults that is still trying to be for children. It's amazing. And I was on Letterboxd looking at reviews, and this one just summed up. I said it to Nicole, and she's like, yeah, this is your life. It's Graham, and they said, I often wonder why I watch this shit, and just perfectly sums up most of my movie watching.
That's a lot to unpack.
Man, this movie is great. And I'm watching the sequel, which I don't want. The sequel technically is a borderline slur, so I'm not going to say the title. It's the R word, but with dead at the end.
R word. Racist?
No, the R word.
Oh, that
yes,
R word.
Only the R word.
Ravioli.
Oh, yes, the raviol dead. It's about a bunch of raviolis that when people eat them, they become zombies.
I would watch that over any trauma movie.
Yeah, speaking of trauma movies, I feel like the best trauma movies are like today's topic, 1998's John Carpenter's Vampires. This was perfect James fuel, where it is an absolutely stupid movie, but is badass with just so much action. This is the kind of stuff I'm looking for.
It was very good.
Ooh, baby. I was going into this expecting it to be, I guess, slow, because these are the John Carpenter movies I have seen. So I was expecting things more like Halloween, Halloween 2, The Fog, The Thing. Those are the only ones I've seen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this was like, it wasn't funny, but there were comedic elements to it. I'd say it's like a horror comedy, kind of.
Especially in the beginning, because I was expecting them to go in and have their shit together of like, we're the greatest vampire slayers around. But no, they fuck up nonstop. It's like the Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting the first like 20 minutes. Like, it just, it was a lot.
There was one scene that I screamed, holy fucking shit. And then I come into the other room where Nicole's office is, and I'm like, Nicole, and she's like, what? And I go, this movie's awesome. You're missing out.
Oh, she didn't watch it with you?
No, she was doing work. And then when she did sit down to watch like the last half of it, she's just like, wow, why is this man who looks like a Baldwin, because he is... he's disgusting with this woman. And I was like, oh, like they have a thing going on. And she's like, okay. And then later on when they're like, we need to kill her. And I'm like, yeah, you guys just met. And Nicole's like, whoa, wait, hold on. I thought they had a previously established relationship from how you were defending them. I was like, oh no, I was just joking, defending this absolute creep of a man. And she's like, yeah, this movie's disgusting.
Yeah, I got those vibes too when they were in the hotel room.
Oh, yeah. Ugh. Why was she naked? There's no reason to strip her. And it truly was, there's no other way to process that in your mind than you're going to sexually assault her.
I literally said, why is she naked? And I yelled at Ian. He's like, I don't know. And I thought I was about to see some sexual assault. And I was like, I'm not in that mindset.
I was pretty sure we weren't going to, because it's like a John Carpenter doesn't seem like he'd do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Fingers crossed he doesn't.
But it's weirder for him to just say, I cleaned you up.
Yeah.
I took your clothes off because I washed you.
Let's get into the movie, because there's one part of her being unclean that I thought was very funny. So this is John Carpenter's Vampires, came out in 1998. The budget was $20 million, and the box office just domestically was $20.3 million. There is no worldwide numbers to have been officially reported on, but John Carpenter has stated the film was a massive success overseas, particularly in Japan, and pulled in well over its $20 million budget. Then it later went on to pull in a further $42 million in home video rentals and purchases. This is John Carpenter's only financially successful movie from the 1990s.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I'm surprised. So originally this was going to have a $60 million budget, which in 99, that's insanely expensive. But $20 million for what they were doing, especially some of the effects, kudos, huzzah.
Yeah, agreed.
Carpenter has said that, while casting this, he wanted to avoid casting just another muscle-bound meathead. He wanted someone who truly seemed unhinged, thinking of Kurt Russell, Bill Paxton, Al Pacino, which, oh my God, if Al Pacino was the lead in this, it would have fucking ripped.
Oh, if fucking James Woods.
Yeah, so all those people either were like, or had prior commitments that they couldn't sign on to this film, so they settled on James Wood. This, however, contrasts the casting before Carpenter came aboard, because originally Dolph Lundgren had been cast in the lead role of Jack Crow, but left when director Russell Mulcahy exited the project, and They were in a shuffle to find someone to do this, which I didn't even write down. This is based off from a novel called Vampires with a $sign in it, which, Presley, I think we should change for this episode the name of this podcast to The Height of Horror with Presley Bracken, but Presley spelled with a $sign, and Marshland Monster.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I read that too. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Did you read into what the novel was about?
No, I didn't.
Okay, because I was like, why the fuck is it a $sign? That sounds so stupid. And the reason for that is within this book, which they didn't really take a lot, they, I guess, took a lot of dialogue from the book, but not a lot of actual plot, because the plot sounds so fucking great, and there should be a TV series based on this book, because it's in a world where vampires are needed to be hunted. People are aware of them, and vampire hunting has become an enterprise. So much so that they're just bounty hunters, and you can make a lot of money hunting these vampires. So that's why there's a $sign in it.
Oh, okay.
Just a couple more notes in the whatchamadoo trivia section. The MPAA took issue with the film's over-the-top violence, threatening to give it an NC-17 rating. Have you ever seen a movie that's NC-17?
Showgirls.
Okay, Showgirls was NC-17?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Don't.
Okay.
It's not. It's just not good.
But are there boobies in it?
There's hella boobs in it.
Okay, then yeah, I'll probably watch it.
Why not? Kyle MacLachlan's in it too.
I like him, I do.
And Saved by the Bell's in it. Jesse Spano.
Okay, I was like, which Saved by the Bell member are you talking about? Kyle MacLachlan, he's in Flintstones, right?
He is in Flintstones.
Because I'm like, the dude from Twin Peaks is in Flintstones, right? And I'm like, nah, that can't be. But yeah, he totes in Flintstones.
Yeah.
That's a good movie, guys. Shout out to Flintstones. Shout out to Hanna-Barbera.
All three of them.
All three of them?
There's like 3 live-action Flintstones.
I thought there were just the 2, that and Viva Rock Vegas, with a Baldwin in it.
I know. And John Candy. I'm pretty sure there's 3.
No, I don't. Okay, I have read multiple autobiographies from Hanna and Barbera. I think I would know if I swear. Okay, let's see. The Flintstones movies.
Live action.
Yeah, there's only 2.
Oh, I hate my life. Which one is the green alien, though?
That's Viva Rock Vegas.
Oh, I hate that.
Maybe you're thinking of The Man Called Flintstone.
Maybe.
You want to know an amazing Flintstones movie?
What?
Besides Flintstones on the Rocks, that one's the greatest. But a Flintstones Christmas Carol is so good because it's not like, oh, we're just going to rehash the Christmas Carol. It's Fred wanting to be in a play production of A Christmas Carol within the universe. It's really cool. And I got it for Christmas a couple years ago from my mom and stepdad, and they rock for getting it for me.
That's adorable.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I'm super into Hanna-Barbera. Hit up our P.O. box. Send me shit. But speaking of NC-17 stuff, they had to cut down gore. Sandy King said, "We satisfied the ratings board by just cutting short of a few things that went into really gruesome stuff. The only things cut from the film were a few brief shots of extreme gore," which I was like, they had to have filmed this, and I'm pretty sure they would have gotten it cut like on Wild at Heart, including a shot that shows a priest's head getting blown up from a shotgun blast. I was like, they had to have filmed that. And a monk getting graphically disemboweled by a vampire. The only scene that was entirely removed was a moment, which I'm glad they removed this, where the vampires awaken from their slumber and brutally slaughter a pack of coyotes.
Oh.
Yeah, that you don't need that in there.
No. You could have kept the other 2, but the last one is where I draw the line.
Yeah. Coyotes are little cuties. Leave them alone.
Or they should have released an uncut version too.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they have.
I'll have to look into that.
Because I believe Scream Factory has put out a Blu-ray of it, and they always love unsurfacing stuff.
Hell yeah.
And then just about reviews at the time, the movie was put on both best of and worst of the year lists. Positives were the fun of the movie, it being beautifully shot, and the nice mashup of a Western-style movie and horror. Negatives included the absence of any real plot, the unlikable characters, and one reviewer calling it misogynistic and disgusting. Which I can see.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Again, it seemed like a woman was going to be assaulted for no reason whatsoever in this movie.
Well, and one thing that just stuck out was when they were at the hotel and there's those two chicks walking in the room and their shorts are literally like underwear.
I hope one day that I can have a half-moon booty short on and feel comfortable.
I'll buy you a pair.
Oh, yeah, but I won't be comfortable. I am getting comfortable because I had to buy it for a album cover that when I sent it to Dragon Boy Suede, he was like, absolutely not. That will not be our album cover. So it was me in a string bikini bottom with dynamite in the pants because it was for our single Exploding Load. But because I've been working out, doing that One Punch Man workout, I'm like confident in my body and I'm like look good and I feel hot in these. So I will eventually need to step it up to those half moon booty shorts.
Yeah, you got this.
All right. It's just a little bit longer and I'll be able to rock those because I got to find more butt workouts. I'm only doing a couple and I just need something that really works it all.
Do you do squats?
Oh, yes, I do 100 squats a day.
Holy fuck.
But the squats only work out my legs.
Do you do weighted squats?
No.
Try that out.
Okay, I do the thing where you're on all fours and you like just push your leg up to kind of like curl to your back, and that's the thing that works out my butt the most.
Or you could just Google butt workouts.
I did, and that was the one that I was like, well, that seems the easiest to do, so I'm going to do that one.
Push yourself.
Yeah, let us know, guys, on Twitter at Height of Horror. Let me know butt workouts. But do you want to start getting in note by note?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, anything goes.
So we start out with this beautiful aerial view of this New Mexico ranch, and this is a nest. And I want to ask you two questions. One, would you love or would you hate living on a farmhouse?
Before this, can I just say that one of the disclaimers for the rating was strong vampire violence. As if, like, strong violence wasn't enough.
Which also, I will say incorrect to this thing, because that implies the violence will be happening to vampires. So it's like, oh, they're dead. It's fine. Just like kids being able to play Left 4 Dead. It's like, oh, well, they're zombies. It's fine. You can shoot those. But, oh, Grand Theft Auto. No. The vampires are causing the graphic violence to humans.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it should be strong human violence.
Yeah. Or just very strong violence.
Yeah.
You don't need to signify vampire.
Just, it made no sense, but I fuck with it.
Mm-hmm. But farmhouse.
Okay, back to you. Yes. Would I live on one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm used to middle of nowhere vibes. So yeah. Would you?
I've come to the realization that I need to live in a port town. Like on a lake, on the ocean, somewhere where there's just water running, a beach town. Chicago technically is a beach town. Anyone says otherwise, I'll come for you. And Muskegon is a beach town that forgets that it is a beach town. But I also really like the mountains. After going to the Rockies, I'm like, hey, this is pretty fucking gnarly. But I don't know of a farmhouse because my mom's family, whenever we would go to their houses, they would live on farmhouses. And no, it just would suck. You get shit internet.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I don't know if I could, but I would.
Yeah, and if you have an allergic reaction to something, chances are you're just going to die there. There's not a hospital anywhere near you.
That's fair. And then say you need snacks. You don't have a gas station right down the road.
No.
Maybe I wouldn't. I changed my answer.
Or maybe since you're on a farm, you have a yak station for some yak's milk. You churn that into cheese. You just eating curds all the time for snacks.
Ew.
It's a yak snack.
TM that.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, you better believe it's already trademarked. I have mailed it to myself in the form of posting this episode on all of the podcast apps. It's time stamped.
Snack.
Yak Snacks is pretty good, but yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. Next question is related to this. If you were a vampire, what would your ideal nest be?
I really liked that I'm stealing it from the movie, but they buried themselves in the dirt. I loved that.
You just want to be out in the wilderness?
Yeah, then you can just oh, fuck, I'm walking around and I shouldn't be, and I dig myself in a hole.
I guess. Speaking of which, the Camp Green Lake needed some vampires.
Yeah.
From holes.
I know.
Okay,
I know exactly what that is.
I was like, I need to Google what the name of that camp was, not knowing other people would be like, yeah, Camp Green Lake, of course, that's Stanley Yelnats.
I watched Holes 3 months ago. I fucking love that movie.
Okay, all right. You love that rap song in the middle of it? Or at the end of it?
I used to YouTube that when I was a baby.
I was so hard-pressed for rap music as a child that I believe I LimeWired that song just to be able to listen to it out loud.
Did you feel badass listening to it because you thought it was rap?
Kind of, but also I knew it was cheesy. I was like, I could be listening to NWA, the Beastie Boys, the things that children were listening to in 2004.
And you were listening to Shia LaBeouf rap.
Uh-huh. Oh, man. It's real bad, guys. Don't check it out. You want to know who's a good rapper? Shoddy Main.
I don't know who that is.
That was Justin Bieber's rap name when he would rap as a 16-year-old.
Oh, my God.
It's real bad, guys. Check it. Check that out.
I'm trying to think if I ever heard a Justin Bieber rap, and I don't think I have.
No, you would have heard a Shoddy Main rap. My ideal nest, though, would be Twilight style. Go up to your neck of the woods, mainly because I know Nicole would come with, and that's where Nicole would want to be.
Aw, and Forks.
Mm-hmm.
Except I'd move you guys down to Olympia.
Okay, I'm fine with that. We are thinking we got to start saving up money now because have you ever been to St. Helens, Oregon?
Yeah.
That's where Halloween Town was filmed.
I know.
So we want to go there for Halloween next year, or I want to go there.
Yeah. I wanted to go this year, but I think we got colds and we just didn't end up going.
Mm-hmm.
Because Twilight was there. 2 Twilight characters were there.
Whoa, what, like real characters were there?
Yeah, Alice and Dr. Cullen, Peter Fasinelli and Ashley Greene.
Okay, hell yeah. So, that's like how, did they go as just like, hey, we want to go, or did the town pay for them to come?
Oh, I'm pretty sure they were getting paid. It was like $90 to meet one of them and get pictures.
So that town loves Halloween that much? Okay, yeah, I got to tell Nicole this. We have to go there because the alternative is going to Salem, and Salem, ooh, baby, very expensive.
Oh, Massachusetts?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be so cool, though. I don't know.
It is cool, but during holidays, the Airbnb or the holiday for Salem, the Airbnbs are so fucking expensive.
Just get a Motel 6, man.
I guess
Bring your own sheets.
I could try Motel 6. I'm not bringing my own sheets.
Bed bugs. Are you kidding me?
Nah, bed bugs don't touch me.
Ew, that's why I don't stay at hotels. I have a phobia.
I have just stinky blood, and they're like, no, I'm not going to bite off from him. Stay stinky, guys, in the blood. How do you do that? You eat stinky foods, anchovies, the Sturm peach or whatever it's called. Or maybe it's a fish. I'm not sure. Eat a lot of fish and bed bugs won't dish.
No, they will.
Yeah, they probably will.
No one is safe.
Yeah, I'm never afraid of that stuff because I generally will go to not like the dirtiest hotel to find. It's generally like 2 notches up from the cheapest.
I get so paranoid I won't get under the covers and I'll cover myself with towels.
Oh, no.
I don't.
But the towels are in the same spots where the beds are.
Don't ruin my logic, James.
Oh, fuck. Actually, yeah, I apologize that I tried to make sense of this. I apologize.
There's no rhyme or reason.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you guys go. Salem, Massachusetts is expensive. Instead,
Stay for the bed bugs.
Go to where Halloween Town was filmed.
They have the pumpkin out.
Mm-hmm. Man, I want to go there so bad. So guys, patreon.com/MLM pod. Help Nicole and I get to there. So I don't know if you felt the same way. Nicole and I felt this. Jane Wood and this entire group of people they look like dorky dads going through a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
None of them look natural, like, hey, we are these hardcore dudes going out to kill vampires. They all look like fucking dorks.
Middle-aged. And that's a shocking, I don't know, wasn't expecting that. And then Mortal Kombat was there.
Mortal Kombat?
Shane Tsung.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was one of them.
Oh,
one
hell
of the
yeah.
hunters.
But they were doing what Buffy should be doing, which is finding the nests and just killing them during the daylight. But I guess Buffy is too busy with high school.
Exactly.
And then probably college. I only got to like season 4.
I never watched it, but exactly.
You don't need to. The writing is bad. Josh Whedon, 2 thumbs down.
Oh, isn't he like a dirtbag?
Yes, but even before finding out he was a dirtbag, I was like, this man sucks at writing dialogue.
Oh, okay.
And it got good-ish when he went to like focus on Angel for a little bit, but I was like, wow, it's really good. I was like, oh yeah, he's working on Angel. Oh man, and do not watch Angel. Boy, does that show suck ass.
The main vampire is a Karate Kid.
Wait, what?
He's from a Karate Kid movie.
But what main vampire? The Valak?
The hair. Black hair.
Valak.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not good with names.
All right, obviously you're saying, yeah, the dude from Main Vampire was in Karate Kid.
So he's a kung fu vampire, if you will.
And which Karate Kid? The Karate Kid?
I think he's in the second or third one.
Okay, so not even like the first one.
No.
The one that
No.
I have seen.
He might be in the first one. I just know he's Karate Kid.
Okay, so it's not Ralph Macchio. We know that.
No, and it's not even his enemy. It's his main enemy's friend.
Okay.
And he's in Cobra Kai now.
All right.
And that's how I knew him, from Cobra Kai.
So then he's probably in the first one.
I think so.
All right. In this movie, they pumped drafty wind in this house up so loud that I'm like, these windows are boarded up. It would not be this drafty.
Yeah.
It's way too loud. It's like, actually, hold on. I got to get these windscreens off.
There you go.
It's
Much
bad.
It's bad if you're trying to do a sneak attack.
Yeah, and I was like, just rip part of the doors off, or like, you have this big Jeep. So pretty much what they do is they shoot the vampires with a crossbow that is attached to a wire that is on a Jeep pulley, and it drags these vampires out to burn in, I think, the greatest vampire in the sunlight burn up in any movie.
It was really good.
It was so rad. Like, it's like different color fire just jet setting out. It looked like road flares.
Yeah.
But very condensed and huge. It was cool. So there's multiple times when they just like, the vampires get on them, and I thought they were all going to die. I was like, wow, these people suck at their job.
Yeah. Are the vampires suck at sucking?
Yeah, I think all of them sucked.
Yeah. They need a better tact.
Yeah, but they should have, with that Jeep, just like pulled down a side of the house. So then sunlight's coming in, and then they're like, hey, fuck you, shoot them, and then just kind of push them into the sunlight.
Yeah. But you're looking for logic.
In vampire movie.
with James Wood.
Yeah, James Wood, he needs to get out of here, okay? This James Wood looking like a nerd. He should have just like taken off the leather gloves, taken off the sunglasses and the leather jacket. If it was just black shirt and jeans, he would have looked cool. Cooler.
He looked old. He had to have been like 40, pushing 50. Not like I'm being ageism, but they could have done better.
Yeah, and if it was, he doesn't look that unhinged.
I don't know about that. I think he does look every character he plays is unhinged.
Oh, I was seeing him kind of as just a dork. He didn't seem unhinged. There was one thing, like, why the fuck does this man care so much about other men's dicks and the state of their dicks? Because, boy, oh boy, he was like, hey, did you get wood while I was kicking your ass? Oh, were you chubbing up? And it's like, settle the fuck down.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Like, just admit it, man. You want to see other dicks. It's fine.
You're in a safe place.
Even if it's not a sexual thing, you're like, hey, I need to gauge the state of dicks. Like, hey, this is my State of the Union address. But instead, it's like, let's line up a bunch of dudes. They'll drop trow, and I'll be like, okay, what is the average length? What is a nice girth? What is going on? How many people are actually circumcised out there?
Yeah.
James Wood, just do that.
Or he just gets boners when he goes hunting for vampires. It's just like, you get a boner too?
Oh, okay. He's gauging like how committed to this job are you?
Yeah, exactly.
What if your boss you saw walk up to another man, a man who is your boss, the roaster, let's say the roaster, walks up to another dude and goes, hey, like when you smell these beans, you getting chubbed? And they're like, excuse me? And he like hides his, like he has a binder over his own dick. And he's like, oh, no reason.
I would throw myself into the roaster. I would hate that so much.
It'd be fun. But now they've killed 9 vampires and they're hanging out. They're at this big party in this motel. Bed bugs abound. Mm-hmm. Just jumping everywhere. Or you want to know what? I don't think bed bugs like an arid climate. They're not going down to New Mexico.
I don't know. You just broke my brain.
You're like, no, James, I think bed bugs are everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Old people love arid, bed bug like a motel. Do you think Bates Motel had bed bugs?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. I don't. I think that they had mothballs.
Okay. Do mothballs prevent bed bugs?
No.
They prevent moths.
I don't know, actually. I just know that's a sign of, like, old.
Yeah. I, as a child, thought mothballs were to, like, attract moths or, like, moths made them. Mm-hmm. But that's not the case at all.
Oh, see, I thought moths made them because I don't know, actually. I don't know what a mothball is.
A mothball is something you put in, if you had a chest full of clothing. Moths could get in there and eat up the clothing, so you put the moth balls in there to prevent moths and probably other animals from going in there. Presley, did you not know this?
No, you know what I meant? I meant to say like moth-eaten clothes, not mothballs.
Wait. Okay, I'm very confused now.
Okay.
Yes.
This is dumb logic. I don't know. Have you seen Titanic?
Yes, I have.
Okay, Leonardo DiCaprio has a scene where he's talking about this woman's old clothes. And he said, you can tell because they're all moth-eaten.
Oh, okay.
So in my head, it was because of mothballs.
Oh, no. The mothballs prevent moths from eating them.
Okay, I thought it was just like, it's old, so it's mothballs. Ate your clothes.
No.
Okay.
I'm
sorry.
I would love, like, it's a Critters type movie, but it's little mothballs.
I would watch it.
Yeah, everyone would watch it. They say, like, we finally got down to the mystery of what a mothball is.
Oh, I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
I mean, I was stupid as well as a child.
I'm 28 and holding.
Listen to the Rewine with Dana and PJ. I forget which episode. I edit the show and I recorded it pre-pandemic. PJ, as an adult man, they have this thing called confessions, and he's like, I gotta confess, I'm still not sure, like, if Smurfs are real or not. And we're like, PJ, no, what the fuck are you talking about? They're sentient blue creatures that talk English. Like, no.
They live on mushrooms.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Okay.
Ooh. So we are at this hotel party. They're all like, yeah, we killed vampires. That's what we do. And none of the women are believing them. And the woman who will end up being, does she ever get a name?
The one that's making out with the dude. Or the one that gets bitten.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is her name?
I don't know.
Okay, so we'll just call her Woman because she's really the only woman character in this. She is talking to James Wood, and she, like, they're smoking a cigar, and she performs the action of looking up into the sky as to not blow smoke in someone's face, and exhales, and absolutely zero smoke comes out. It's like a child doing a smoking stance. Well, it's like not cold enough to have your breath. Like I do this to Nicole all the time. It'll be like cold, but you can't see our breath. And I'll go, ooh. It's just like, there's nothing coming out, James. Ooh, it's not that cold.
Her name's Katrina.
Katrina, okay. A lot of titties.
Were there?
Yeah, in the hotel room.
There was that chick walking by and she was just like shirtless. Yes.
There were a few, and hey, boobies make everything better.
Yes, we love titties.
At this point, they were like, well, where was the master in this nest? There should always be one. And we see this man start walking up looking fantastic, and also too fantastic because we clearly knew he crawled out from the ground, but somehow just perfectly pressed robe on. Maybe he has like a secondary robe. I don't know. But he comes and he just starts wrecking shit because he goes to Katrina's room and looks like he's eating her out, but is biting her thigh very sensually, which made me think like when you're injecting drugs, you do it between your toes so people don't see the marks, the track marks. You should also do that when you eat a vampire or when you turn someone into a vampire. Bite between their toes so you don't see the bite marks.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering where you were going with that.
And then it's like, oh, well, no one suspects that this person's a vampire. I bit them on their toes. And also, sir, there's probably some freaky vampires out there who are into feet.
But why would it matter? Because they only go out at night.
Because, then like, oh, I meant to turn them, but I didn't have time. Then someone sees like, oh, shoot. Oh, no. There's 2 bite marks on the neck.
I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I don't know why.
You don't know why it should be, or you don't know why I'm saying it. Either is a fine thing to conclude.
I get your logic. I'm just not quite there yet.
All right. That will be, you'll learn, is most of podcasting with me. So they're about to get their house wrecked because this man knocks on the door. Some drunk high dude opens it up and is too drunk to immediately know this is danger, but it snaps into his head and you can see on his face of like, oh, fuck, but it's too late because Valak, he kind of... What kind of motion would you say this is? It's like, picture Dane Cook doing some hand gesture to finger bang someone, but it's all 4 fingers. He like swipes it into this man's stomach and then just thwips up and a little blood's on his face. And you're like, oh, that was fucking stupid. And then the man splits in half, blood splurting everywhere.
That was so good. He judo chopped him and then went up. Like Austin Powers, he judo chops.
Oh, baby, it was so good.
I wasn't expecting it.
I
honestly.
wasn't either. It's the Thing level practical effects when this man rips in half. It's kind of like, but even better in Jason Goes to Hell, the tent scene where he just spears a man and whips up on him and he just falls in two, kind of like when a flower blooms, but it's a man's body in two.
Yeah.
That's poetry.
Did you just haiku? Garth,
I think I did.
That's a haiku.
When the priest is shotgunned, that was fucking cool. I do wish we were able to see it.
Yeah.
But man, James Wood is just like, no, what's his name? Jack?
Jack.
Okay, Jack's like, no, my friends. And him and Daniel Baldwin run out of there. And they see Katrina and she's all in a daze. And they're like, oh, she was bit. But then James Wood is like, well, we can use her to telepathically link with this man eventually. So they throw her in the car and they run off the road real quick. And I don't understand how the driver did not see a full ass truck in the middle of the road.
Yeah. Again, logic.
Yeah, I guess. So, but this means they are walking on the road to a gas station. And when they show a close up of the three of them walking, Katrina looks like she perioded herself.
Yeah.
It had to have been intentional because she was bit on the thigh, but how it was sprayed out looked like you were like, oh, I forgot to put a pad or a tampon in. A pad on. I know pads don't go inside of you. Listeners, don't come at me. I know what the wings are for. I'm kidding. I don't know what the wings are for. Please tell me Nicole won't.
So you can fly.
People say Red Bull gives you wings. No. Tampax does. So James Woods is like, fuck, man. Someone said this was a setup. This man knew my name. How did he know that? So they go to the priesthood after stealing a car at gunpoint. Also, if you have any notes between this, just throw them in. Say, James, shut up.
Okay.
All right. And this cardinal says hey, here's another priest. You got to go to Monte Carlo or wherever. I'm pretty sure it's not Monte Carlo. And do you know where they had to go?
No.
Okay.
I didn't catch it.
And James Wood is like, fuck that. I got a gun and that's all I need. I don't have time to train people because what the cardinal doesn't know is we have someone who's going to turn within 48. She will let us know where this man is. And then this new priest, this padre, he's like, I'm tagging along, I guess. And we find out that Jan Valak, maybe it was his name, was a former priest and was created by the Catholic Church in a exorcist ritual. Mm-hmm. And then it flashes to this hotel and she's naked
and tied up.
Yes, that's why and face down. That's what we forgot to mention. Face down, tied up with duct tape on her mouth. It truly invokes that. So it's a very unsettling scene with a man who already looks like an unsettling person.
Yeah, that's an aggressive Baldwin.
There's one Baldwin in this movie called The Christmas Trade, and it's a dad-son body swap movie during Christmas.
Is it like a Hallmark movie?
Yeah, it's like Freaky Friday, but during Christmas, except it's not during Christmas because it's shot in California, so there's not a drop of snow anywhere to be seen. This Baldwin brother is really earning his money because he's pretending like he gives a shit about this child. I'm kidding. That's the whole thing. The dad doesn't care about the child, so he has to see the child's perspective, and the child needs to see the dad's perspective. And I didn't finish it, but he probably has sex with Charlie Sheen's ex-wife. Denise Richards. She is also in this movie.
Oh my, is it recent? I bet it's Steven.
I think it is Stephen Baldwin, and maybe 2018.
Oh, why does that sound like something I would love?
It sucks real bad, but it's also like, yeah, you should love this.
I love all things that are awful.
Oh, if you want something really awful and also Christmas, but also horror, Christmas Jaws. Or no, Santa Jaws.
Oh my God. I hate that you just said that because we literally hovered over that last night. I was like, Santa Jaws, go back.
Nicole fucking loves that movie so much, so 2 thumbs up would recommend.
Okay, I'm watching it. Cool.
Okay, so we find out that crosses and garlic don't work, and vampires are in the media. And it's very much like Paul, where it's like, hey, or no, not even Paul. I'm trying to think like conspiracy theories of like, oh, well, aliens do exist, but they're like just kind of showing us a little by little, or demons do exist, but they're like feeding it into the media a little bit, but giving us not all the details. So it's not really all there. So that's why I guess vampires want us to think garlic and shit will work. Garlic and crosses will work, but they don't. But stakes through the heart, which, guys, I'm going to be honest, any creature, if you shove a stake through its heart, it will kill them. And sunlight. Those are correct myths. I did also want to... James Wood beats the shit out of the priest to be like, who set us up? And he's like, I don't know. And then when they get back in the car, he says... Did me kicking your ass give you wood? And I just wrote down, what in the boomer did he just ask? Like, that's no Gen Xer, no millennial, and no Gen Z, and no silent generation would say that because they're all fucking dead now and silent in the ground.
Yeah, no, now that he was obsessed with wieners.
Especially at the end. And then when the priest gives him like, oh yeah, I had a chubby, he's like, language.
I know. I noticed that too.
Which that means I think Jack is at least a little bi-curious, because when someone actually like gives him an inch, he pulls away.
He's like, oh, you naughty boy.
He's like, oh, no, I actually don't want that. Sorry, oh.
But then they went back and forth for like a minute. Not a minute, but a few words.
Yeah. I forgot to mention this is a pretty batshit movie, and John Carpenter, before this, agreeing to do this, he was thinking about giving up directing because it's just not fun anymore. And this is absolutely the director just wanted to have fun type of movie. Mm-hmm. Because boy, oh boy, is it.
It is. I get those vibes.
When what's-her-face was getting dressed and Baldwin was sleeping, when he wakes up, he has a, baby scowl on. He's like, yeah. And this woman, she gets dressed, and then she goes out the window and is about to jump, and Baldwin saves her. Why? If you want to kill yourself, why get dressed then do it?
Wasn't she already dressed, though? Or no, she got dressed and then went out the window.
Yeah.
I think it was just a quick thought, I think it was just impulsive.
Maybe she got dressed and then she was like, oh boy, my clothes are shit. I can't believe I think like this. I gotta just off myself.
Yeah, fuck being a vampire. My clothes.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you have good fashion sense?
Me?
Yeah.
I used to.
Okay.
Not anymore. I'm just t-shirts and jeans.
But if someone, maybe a niece, were to come to you or a nephew and say, hey, I'm going to prom. Can you help me find something to wear? Would you feel confident of I'm going to make sure they look fucking fancy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I dress Ian all the time.
All right.
I'm just depressed. I don't care about the way I look right now.
Maybe because I haven't ever seen Ian in the things you dress him up in. I would not put that on my resume or my portfolio of I dress this man, because all the pictures I've seen of him, he's in
sweats and
yeah. But you're like, see, I dressed him.
No, I promise we're fancy. When we first started dating, I bought him a whole new wardrobe because that's when I was all fancy too, because I was I'm a mental health worker, and I used to dress really nice because I kind of had to be presentable.
Yeah.
So when I met Ian, he kind of dressed the way he does now. Mm-hmm. which is fine. I love him. He could wear a fucking burlap bag and I'll love him. But I did get him fancy. So he has fancy clothes. We just choose not to do it because COVID happened. So, like, where the fuck are we going to go?
Yeah. It probably was like 2 years into. So, like, this year, I was like, no one's coming over. I don't need to wear pants. But also, I think also because I started getting hot this year. So I was like, I don't need to wear pants.
Like, physically or emotionally?
Physically. I started doing that One Punch Man. I started getting hot.
Okay, I
mixed
those words wrong.
Also, like, physically or physique-wise or physically, I also was confusing in what I was saying. I was like, yeah, I started getting hot, so I don't need pants on anymore. Yeah, I apologize. That was fucking stupid for me to say. I started feeling attractive, so I stopped. I was like, well, I don't need pants on anymore. I don't mind seeing my legs before I got COVID, when I was at like peak leg muscles from doing all them squats, my underwear started to not fit, but not like around the waist, around the leg holes.
Oh.
I was like, oh, damn, this is insanity. I could kick someone and it'd real hurt. I accidentally kicked, or I was high, so I felt like I did kick socks. I didn't know he was where I was, and I like freaked out a little, and he was on the ottoman and my leg was on there, and it did not hit him. It's just so everyone knows, but it got very close, but he was just like relaxed, like, hey, I'm hanging out with James. I'm feeling his energy. And then all of a sudden I go, and then he looked at me of like, why did you do that? You betrayed me.
Baby.
I know. I felt truly for an hour, I kept apologizing to him. And then the following day when I was sober, I was like, I'm so sorry for that, sir. I got a few more notes, even though we're only halfway through the movie. We have to follow orders is what the priest said. And James Wood just responds, fuck you, Padre. And then we get our first language. There's so much glasses acting in this of people like putting on sunglasses to look cool or seeing something gross where they have to take off the sunglasses and go, oh no.
And then the
huh?
People can't see because this is just audio, but
but they know of me saying huh when talking glasses. I wonder if this was done on purpose, but the like saturated blues and greens of the sky and grass in this movie, I wonder if John Carpenter did that on purpose to be like, hey, this is the world. Like, this is the world as you know it. But then when we flash over to the vampire scenes, it is very like dingy and grimy. I wonder if he did that as a contrast of the worlds that we know, but maybe not. I don't know.
That makes sense. I was also thinking there was like some red tinge for a while, like at the top of the like screen a little bit. I was wondering if that was intentional. I was going to ask Ian what that was or like what it's called because he used to make movies too. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking.
Maybe. I had a slight blue blockers on, so I'm not sure if I saw that or not.
I will take a picture and I will circle where it's at.
Then they go to this because Valak is going into Katrina, or Katrina can see what Valak sees, and she sees like him stealing this big ol' cross and killing all these priests. And they go to this place, and there's a fountain in the middle of this like priesthood, little like monk sanctuary, and it's just blood fountain. So cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Blood fountain is my nickname in high school.
Gross.
You're like, what could that mean?
For a woman, I know what it means.
Actually, that could have been in elementary school, my nickname, because I got bloody noses so frequently that I would have to go to the nurses so much. I remember one time I got a bloody nose and I was just like, yeah, this is what happens because I was talking about the show Brimstone, a demon show that was on Fox that tragically did not get more than one season. It was like my dad and I fucking loved that show. We would watch it every single week. Quick rundown. Man was a cop. His wife was sexually assaulted. He goes, finds the person, and instead of bringing him in, kills the man, and then as he was running away, gets hit by a car. He dies. The devil says, hey, you want to know what? I'll let you out of hell if you wrangle up these demons that escaped. And that was a great show. I explained this to a girl at school, and she's like, oh, that show sounds like it sucks or something, and then pushes me. And it was on this like big snow mountain where all the snow plows would go in our playground. And I fall down right on my nose like I always did as a child. Maybe I just was like a wibble wobble, but instead of being like bottom heavy, I was top heavy just on my nose. And I just smash and just blood is pouring out. I'm in the nurse's station. And if you were to see this, you would see the nurse with just like soaks and soaks of bloody rags. My sister comes in, sees that, and just starts violently crying, thinking I'm dying. It was I was like, no, I'm cool, dude.
Did you turn that little bitch in that fucking pushed you off the hill?
I don't think I did.
Oh, you weren't a snitch. I'm proud of you.
Oh, so we're flash forward. They find this town. Actually, we're really not flash forward. There truly isn't a lot of plot to this almost 2-hour long movie, but it still is badass. It's a nice trip. They get to this town. It seems abandoned, but they're like, oh, the master must have turned half the town, probably 15 people. And they try to like take some out of this jail where the nest clearly is, but it's sundown. They only got 2. And all these vampires come out and they're like, fuck. Daniel Baldwin, he runs away with Katrina, but Katrina turns full vampire and like, as if she's like fucking him on top of him while he's driving, starts biting his neck, ripping into it. And during this, Ghostbuster style, his eyes cross like he's getting a blowjob. It's so cartoonish.
Like he was loving it. Yes. And then the way he what's that thing called where you like
cauterize?
Cauterize? Yeah, that was so lame, but I loved it.
He does it twice, and I'm like, dude, just get a lightsaber. They auto-cauterize.
Yeah.
That's why Darth Maul wasn't bleeding when he fell down that big old hole.
Oh, I love him.
Who, Darth Maul?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Darth Maul's cool. Everything in Phantom Menace rips, guys. Deal with it.
Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars.
That's the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I remember seeing that in the movie theater with Cody Leiter, and they had it like roped off for a big line.
Oh.
And we were the only 2 people in the line at the cinema carousel in Muskegon, Michigan. Looking back, I'm like, this is very funny. But we find out who the turncoat is, who the rat, the snitch, the person who made Valak wise of Jack's appearance in these towns. And everyone, like, you probably called, like, well, obviously it's this dude, right?
I was a little surprised, I guess.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a cardinal from the beginning who was like, hey, you got to go this place, which probably makes sense because if he's training over here, he's not going to be trying to take out Valak. Well, he gets this cross that was used in the original exorcism, and they need a slayer's blood, a crusader's blood to take out this fucker. Or to do the ceremony
to make them like hunt in daylight and stuff.
Yeah. And so, like, generally in these situations, it's like, well, the crusader, the sacrifice needs to be pure. So I wrote down, oh, man, Padre's going to fuck Jack to take his V card. But instead, he jumps on a roof, guns down the cardinal, and he's like, you ran out of time. The sun's coming up. And they start, like, taking each other out. And to get because he's like, well, the Valak's like, I'm just going to burn Jack at the stake. And all of a sudden, Daniel Baldwin comes in in this Jeep, takes his head out of the window, and then shoots the crossbow, which also he should have just shot Valak because it would have dragged him so the flame wouldn't have gotten on the pyre, but instead shoots the cross that Jack is strapped to, and violently. It would have killed any other man, but Jack is the true beefcake he knows he is, and just whips him and drags this cross like 50 feet. Like they undo him and they're like, we're going to fuck you up. And that's what they do.
I thought it was bold because I'm like, what if he landed face down?
Yes.
Yeah, then what?
Which actually he should have, because of where the arrow was, it should have ripped it the other way. But who cares? It was.
Yeah, it worked.
Also, like the dummy on the cross as it's like being dragged was very floppy and funny.
Yeah.
This movie's good. And then it ends with Valak being staked with the big cross and then blowing up so cool in the sunlight. That was rad. And then Baldwin saying, I'm about to turn and I'm going with Katrina. Give us these 2 days like I gave you the 2 days that I didn't turn.
And he's like, all right, but I will find you and I will kill you.
Yeah, because that's rule number 1, maybe. They never establish all the rules. It's probably in the book.
Wasn't? Yeah, that was rule number 1 or rule number 10. What was rule 10? I thought that was rule 10.
I think we got like rule 1, 9, and 10.
Okay.
I don't know. But I guess like at the end of most movie podcasts that I do on Letterboxd, are you on Letterboxd?
No.
Get on Letterboxd. It's very good to like just catalog what movies I like. I would not remember a couple weeks ago I watched like The Brain, which that movie fucking rips. But yeah, it's just like after you watch a movie, you rate it, and then it's like cataloged, so you just know what movies you watch. But out of 5 stars, you can do half stars. What would you give this movie?
I'd say like a 3.
Okay, all right. And you can also heart it to say like you liked it. So like even a movie that's trash and you're like, wow, this is a 1-star movie, but I liked it, give it that heart.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think I'd give this a 3.5 with a heart.
Okay, that's fair. That seems very fair.
But do you want to get into the monster of Bucketstein?
Yes. Yes, I do.
So, listeners, if you haven't listened to episode 1, we have this little Frankenstein bucket. It's real cute. It's like a trick-or-treating bucket, but it looks like Frankenstein. I have our movies for that. We selected the 12 in here in little pieces of paper. I'm going to just randomly select one. Again, I don't know if Nicole will want to do Phantom of the Opera this month, so I hope it's not that one. Let's toss these up. What's it going to be? What do you hope it will be?
Oh, I don't know yet.
I don't either. I don't know. Okay. What is it? The 1998 remake of Carnival of Souls, baby.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah. I'm excited for that. I will be watching the riff tracks of the first one with Nicole as well, because I watched that in Colorado in the morning. I've been doing this. I've been waking up, drinking some coffee while I watch a horror movie. It's very fun.
That sounds like my kind of day.
Mm-hmm. Before Nicole even wakes up, I will have worked out, edited a podcast, showered, and watched a full movie. All right. Carnival of Souls in 2 weeks, guys. That's what you're getting. Make sure you watch it. Presley, do you have anything to plug?
Parents Under the Stairs, which we're still on a hiatus, but we're coming back very soon. So look out for that.
Hell yeah.
And Horror Corridor, that's my husband Ian's music podcast.
A good place to start is my episode.
Yeah, perfect.
And guys, please head over to mlmpod.com to find out about all my other podcasts and my music, or just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever music is found, and search Marshland Monster. Links in the description. But please, December 1st, Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time, Nicole and I will be doing another Darling Homebody Shopping Network where it's like QVC, but just with Nicole's artwork and merchandise. Very fun. We are trying our damnedest because last year I was able to get $600 of merch sold within the 3 hours. This year we are going for $1,000. Every 100 we make, I am going to do a last dab, the Hot Ones last dab hot sauce. It's extremely hot. I'm going to do one for every $100 we make. Crescendoing, if we get that 1,000, I will be doing the one chip challenge. That's even hotter, I think. At least that's how people react to it. So please be on the lookout for that. Follow at Darling Homebody for details. It will be on her Twitch and Facebook, just Darling Homebody. You'll find it, baby. And finally, patreon.com/MLM Pod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday, new podcasts. Oh, baby, you'll laugh, you'll giggle, you'll have a great time. Like last week, we had, or I guess 2 weeks ago now, we had Comatose Horrorcore Rapper on to talk about his movie Foul Uprising, which is on Troma Now, available now. It's a real good time, but if you're a $10 patron, you get monthly exclusive content as well as... Also, our monthly exclusive content generally is horror movie related on straight to Patreon, so you're going to like that. But you also get straight to shout outs on our free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z. The Waz, Orion, he's a rapper, Defo, D-F-O, Kayla, aka Two Grapes, Jordan B., the Chaos Witch, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua Jacus, Steve Barnes of Sweet Child of Time, that's the Wheel of Time podcast I do with him, my mother, the woman which I emerged, and finally, Lil Corey's BFF and roommate Shane. I've been James.
I've been Presley.
And this has been The
Height
of Horror. Bye-bye.
Bye.